Hi guys, this is the advisor and welcome back to my channel. Now, I'm going to be touching a topic that on the face of it sounds like going into politics or that I'm being political. But that is not the case. What I'm trying to do here is a sociological examination of affects us as Jamaicans and our future. But before I get into it deeply, as you guys know, I always like to set the framework or context under which I'm passing on my message. And in order to pass on this message in a way for you to understand where I'm coming from and lead you to where I'm going to have to give you a little background, let you understand the eyes through which I see this issue. You see, guys, from ever since I was a child, I've always enjoyed the company of women. Even from primary school days, I have always sat amongst the ladies and I've never been too chummy around men. For example, on the playing field, back in the day in primary school, when we are outside playing and all the other guys doing football and cricket, I was over the other side with the girls. I'm doing hopscotch, I'm doing dandy shandy, and I'm playing ring games. Because, a long time, maybe a gal bush, I don't know. And even at that age, when I got home in the evenings, and those guys doing other stuff, as for pastime or playing, I am over here with the girls. Because I had sisters, and my sisters' female friends are around them, and that's where I am. I'm doing 1, 2, 3 red light. I'm doing hopscotch, and I'm doing playing jacks, and so on. Wherever the ladies are, that was always where I was. Me no catch up round long seed, man. From my picnic until this ripe old age, me no know where long seed, man. There. I prefer the company of ladies, and I elevate them because in my book, women is the ultimately beautiful entity created by God. I nourish them, I cherish them, and I feel women should be elevated to the ultimate pinnacle that they can achieve. Women, their men, should let them become all that they can be. And I go further and I'll tell you a bit about my life just to let you understand where I'm coming from. When I just got married to my first wife, she was working in the cafeteria at the Royal Free Hospital in London. And I said, you're not going to stay here. This is not where you're going to be. And I pushed her. 8 years later, she was an orthodontist working in the same hospital. This is what real men do. They elevate their women. My second wife was the same thing. When I met her, she had just maybe 3 or 4 O levels. I didn't stop pushing her till she became a vice principal. From an ordinary teacher, going up. And as I said, this is what real men do. Now, you guys may want to know, where the hell is the advisor going with this? Don't worry, you guys gonna learn some lessons now. Let us look at some of our prime ministers. When Hugh Shearer was getting married, he married his wife. When he just married his wife, she was a seamstress. And he took her from being a seamstress, or what would they call a dressmaker, and made her into an accountant. That is what real men do. Well, we know he married to Denise Eldemeyer Shearer afterwards, but she was already a PhD doctor, which shows that this man appreciates the elevated women. Not just elevating them, but appreciate them when they become elevated. And we can go and think of Michael Manley, right? When he took Beverly Anderson and made her his wife, She had a lot of roles playing in the PNP. At one time, she was head of the PNP Women's Movement. And in 1975, she represented Jamaica in New York at the International Women's Conference. And in 1976, she spoke on behalf of Jamaica at the United Nations Commission on the Status of Women. And she was also part of the board of the Ministry of Mobilization back in the day. She was the one who forced Michael Manley to bring in equal pay for women and allow women to start driving buses and enter the army because she was as radical as her husband. You know, because she even represented Jamaica at UNESCO and all those places. So, you know, she was a powerful figure in her own right, separate and apart from her husband. Now, let's look at Lorna Golding. Lorna Golding, that's Bruce Golding's wife. She ran the family business. She didn't concern herself much with politics, but she ran the family business, an extensive family business, and managed that to such a prodigious extent. And when she was finished, and she turned the business over to other people, in her 50s, she went back to university and did early childhood development for a degree. And then she went on to form the Jamaica Early Childhood Development Foundation. Well, I don't want to talk about PJ because we don't know how him thing go. Him not business at this conversation, really. Now, as for Edward Seaga's wife, Mitzi Seaga, a lot of people don't know, you know, but Seaga actually sent her to learn Spanish, and she speaks Spanish fluently because his intention was that after independence, he needed somebody to liaise Spanish-speaking countries in both Central and South America. And he thought that was the best place for his wife. And a lot of people don't know either that she's an excellent pianist and organist, and she plays organ in her church. She is also responsible for founding the Hart NTA School of Cosmetology. Yeah, and another of her achievement is that she founded the SOS Children's Village up in Stony Hill. So she was involved in charity and she had a lot of things to her name. The point I'm making here is every single prime minister so far, apart from that one we come out of the sea or the river, they have all married to women who were self-actualized and who were further pushed to greater heights by their husbands. Now, having said that, let me get to the point. On Tuesday, January 23rd, there was a premiere held at the Carib Cinema in Crossroads, Kingston 5. And in attendance were everybody who is anybody who is in a high status were there at the premiere. Including, of course, were Jamaica's current Prime Minister and the leader of the opposition. Now, I would like you to take a look at the opposition leader's wife. This is how she appeared at that very formal, very high-class event. I was a bit concerned because I thought to myself, why him just look like him just take piece of tapestry or a piece of linen and then just cut a hole in it and maybe stitch up two places to look like sleeve and just throw it over her head. But it's like this have been happening once too often. So what I did, I went and Googled and looked up back some pictures of her in the past that I had seen before. And lo and behold, every picture, take a look at these, every picture by her seem to see her looking the same way. Like the man just throw one piece of tent over her. Him just want her to look her worst. I mean, she's a very beautiful lady. And I have no reason to doubt that she is a very beautiful soul. So when I saw this picture, it just rubbed me the wrong way. And what I decided to do then, that I was going to look her up and see what is her career, what she does for a living, and so on and so forth. But I had heard from a family member of hers about 3 years ago that he had never sent her back to school since she got pregnant. And he had gotten her pregnant around age 15. Some say 15, some say 16. I'm not quite sure whether it was 15 or 16. But he got her pregnant at a young age. And it seems, based on what this family member is telling me, that from she got pregnant, he simply got married to her and she never spent back a day in a classroom till this blessed day. If I'm wrong, will somebody out there please correct me? Because this is what a family member has stated. What I did, I said I need to find out more about this lady. Because for this man, this woman could never be dressing herself like this. She could not be doing this of her own accord. I just did not think so. So I went on Google and I tried to find a career for her, any achievement, anything on earth. And you could Google from now till thy kingdom come. The only thing Google tells you as an achievement for her is that she got married and had 3 children. That is it. That is the full extent of her achievements in life. It appears on the face of it. As I said, people who knows of all her achievements can simply put it in the comment section and I will make corrections. Now, let us take a look. Just to put things in context, let us take a look at all the other prime ministers' wives and just look at how they dress. Now, this is Lana Golding at about age 45. Look at that. Beautiful, beautiful woman. Now, this is Lana Golding on the left, and that's the wife. On the right is the wife of the Prime Minister. Look at how she dressed. And at that time, she was in her 60s. And here is she again, this time beside her husband, and look at how she looks. Now, look at Edward Seaga's wife. You see this. Look at the way she dresses. Look at the way she looks overall. Now, let us look at Mrs. Golding. Now, look at that. Look at the puff sleeve. Every piece of clothes she wear have on puff sleeve. Why the puff sleeve? You think this woman don't want just better? Look at it, show like them just throw a piece of tent over her at all times. Also, look at her at the premiere, right? And look at her on stage at a PNP function. The same style frock. Only one is red and one is orange. But see, at the same style frock. In other words, him just make 10 frock for her and just put her in a different color and just say, this is what you have to wear. And what is it with him and puff sleeve? Because if you look here again, I do not think that she would ever just decide to just get that frumpy look all by herself, all for herself, without his consent. Because if he wanted his wife to look beautiful, he would have sent her run and go take off that. He would have said, no, you can't come. Which part me there? And come embarrass me in a crowd full of people looking like that. He would have run and go take it off. Which means that this man deliberately dresses this woman to look like that. And it is him. Has to be him. Because no woman is going to do this to herself. No woman on the face of this earth. You don't even know if this lady has hips or behind or anything. You don't even know if she have elbow. You cannot tell. No. Why would anybody do that to a woman? She didn't do this to herself. Which means, and the fact that he can dictate her entire life for her, he gives her no positions. The one thing achievement she can say in life is bearing 3 children. Let me say this. No man who loves women and who is totally who believes in the elevation of women would ever take a 15-year-old girl married to her, put her down a yard, fit on workless and just breed. Imagine you take and you're a rotten rich man, you're a multi-millionaire, you're a US dollar millionaire, and you couldn't send back this woman go get a degree at a university? Put her down a house? I heard that she cannot drive. And I am wondering if that's true because I don't know. But I'm just throwing that out there, what I've heard somebody say. But that might not be true because I'm not really going to believe that one. But somebody can correct me if I'm wrong. You can take woman, girl, picnic and put a house and turn them in a kunomuno. So, the question I have to ask tonight is, would this man who is such a control freak, who take a woman all her life, tie her down, get 3 picnic, put her at the back of the yard, for catch house color, and never tried to elevate her? Do you think if this man were to become prime minister tomorrow morning, he would give a rat's behind about any woman out there who cares to elevate themselves? It has been said, that charity begins at home. And if you can't elevate your own woman, you can't see it right for her to look radiant and attractive and beautiful in public, that you put her in a curtain to attend and turn her in a kunomuno and take her in front of public to make a laughing stock of her. What would you say about a man like this becoming prime minister? What women's activities do you think he would ever nourish or cherish? I am now looking to see if there are any women in Jamaica, in this country, who see a rich man take a poor girl and marry to her, put her down, breed her out, and turn her in a kunomuno. Are you going to feel good going and put an X to make such a person a prime minister of a country? No, and I said, if I have read anything wrong into this, or I'm misinterpreting anything, or any of the information that I've put out here are wrong, please correct me, and I will post those corrections in another video. But I want the women who would vote for this man under these conditions to come and say why. And I want somebody, a woman, any woman, to come and justify this way of life that this man treats this woman, and tell us why you feel it is appropriate thing to do that to a woman. Viewers and subscribers, I rest my case. Thank you for listening. Like, share, leave a comment below, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video.